I'm on my way to Northampton. This morning, Matthew and Scott will be filing an application for gay civil marriage at the Register Office. This is a very important symbolic challenge to the ban on same-sex civil marriage. Scott and Matthew are the third couple of 8 to challenge the twin bans on gay civil marriages and heterosexual civil partnerships. It's a very, very chilly morning, but our hearts are warm and determined to carry on the fight until we win equality for all. We're here this morning outside Northampton Register Office, where Scott and Matthew are going to file an application for civil marriage. It's really great to be outside of London, to take this campaign to a different part of the country, and as with all the other instances, we do expect the applications to be refused, but nevertheless we will use that refusal not to give up the fight, but to take it forward in the courts. This bid to challenge the ban on gay civil marriage is for us the equivalent of challenging a ban on black or Jewish or Muslim people from getting married. Our society would never tolerate racial or religious bans, so why should it tolerate a ban on marriage based on sexual orientation? Scott and Matthew are the third couple to challenge the twin bans on gay civil marriages and heterosexual civil partnerships. First, we had Sharon and Franca challenging the ban on gay marriage in Greenwich. Then we had Tom and Catherine challenging the ban on heterosexual civil partnerships in Islington. And now we have Scott and Matthew again challenging the ban on gay civil marriages here in Northampton. How are you feeling?
I'm nervous.
Nervous?
And excited. I'm excited.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
My name's Matthew Torreson. I'm 48 and I work here in Northampton at Northampton Volunteering Centre.
I'm Scott Maloney, I'm 42, I live in Northampton as well with Matt, and I'm recently unemployed.
And how long have you been together? And tell us a little bit about that.
Right, yeah, we met back in 1991 and got together in 1992, so it's just over 18 years now.
Yeah, we both used to work in the HIV field, and that's how we met.
Right. And how long have you been living here in Northampton?
Oh, just over 7 years,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, we moved back to look after my mum who was quite ill and sort of ended up staying here.
And what made you decide to go for a civil marriage as opposed to a civil partnership?
Because it's the logical next step. The government has actually made huge progress so far with civil partnerships, but we've always fought for equality issues, and this is actually the next step that needs to be taken, and we're happy to be part of this process to actually try and encourage the government to do that.
And what do you say to people who suggest, well, there's not much difference between a civil partnership and a civil marriage, what's all the fuss about?
Almost equal isn't enough. Everybody should be fully equal and have equal rights in terms of how their relationships are recognised. So we believe that just as gay couples should have the right to marriage, straight heterosexual couples should have the right to civil partnership.
I think logically, I mean, they are almost legally identical. I mean, you have to say that. It is fair to say that. And for a lot of people who maybe have hostile families, lesbians, gays who have hostile families, to enter a civil partnership and have legal rights and have their partner recognised has been a giant step forward. Scott and I haven't had that. Our families have been very supportive, and so the pressure to jump into something that was on offer wasn't there, and I think we were quite happy to sort of stay the distance and go for full equality, which is what we're trying to achieve now.
And what do you say to people who say, well, why should gay people mimic a fundamentally heterosexual institution like marriage?
I can see the arguments on most sides about this. It is about equality, and different people want different choices. And the point is, you shouldn't have those choices limited by the state. They should just be there. And if you choose not to have a marriage and have a civil partnership, fantastic. But at least have the choice. I think that's the fundamental.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And in terms of this campaign, you are pioneers. You are making history with others. How do you feel about that? You know, this could be quite a long, protracted legal struggle as well.
I think we've been involved in equality work for so many years now, almost 2 decades, that actually another 5, another 10 years, we can stay that distance. And to actually be part of the campaign is great. And also because we're in a position to be able to do that. So we, as Matt said, we haven't got hostile families. We don't mind mugshots being in the press or whatever. We've got nothing to worry about, nothing to hide. So we're happy to be able to do this.
Well, I think they're exciting times. I mean, I'd like to sound like an old hand. When I came out, the age of consent was 21. A lot of things towards gay men's sexuality was totally illegal. I've lived through that, and to be able to hopefully see that almost the final hurdle be crossed in this country would be fantastic. In my lifetime, to see all those changes and to be part of it, what a wonderful thing to be part of.
Well, good luck when you go in to file your application. I guess we're expecting to get a refusal, but you know, we live in hope that the registrar might be bold enough to defy the law and say that this law is unjust.
You never know, but I doubt
anyway,
it.
Thanks, and good luck.
Cheers. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you. This campaign has got masses of media coverage here in the United Kingdom and around the world. Equal Love, our campaign, is on the map, and I believe we will move forward to not only build public support for changing the law, but build political support as well in the House of Commons.
In the same way, I think that we see that people that have had civil partnerships have been pioneers and have taken that necessary first step. So this feels like the next step. And that's not to say that people that have had civil partnerships will all want to go on to get married. For some people, the legal protection they have through civil partnership will be enough. What we're saying is they should have a choice, and this is a step towards hopefully making sure people have that choice.
And I said outside, I think that the whole point of the Equal Love campaign is to expand choice for people. It's not to reduce choice. It's actually doubling the options available to both heterosexuals and gay people. You know, so it's a campaign that actually benefits everybody out there. It's not a minority interest campaign. It's actually about the whole population, about giving them more relationship choices and recognition.
How did it go? What was the result?
We were refused, but that wasn't a great surprise.
And how were the staff towards you?
They were very nice, actually. They were very kind. They explained things clearly. They explained how the law stood, made us very welcome.
They knew we were coming because of the press coverage in the morning's papers. They wished us the best of luck. They knew what we were doing and why we were doing it.
I mean, they gave us this statement that says a spokesman for Northamptonshire County Council said current legislation does not afford same-sex couples the right to marriage or heterosexual couples the right to a civil partnership. Under the current provisions of Section 11 of the Matrimonial Causes Act 1973, a marriage is not valid where the parties are not respectively male and female. So basically it finishes with our registrars are acting on behalf of the Registrar General for England and Wales and would be in breach of legislation if they permitted this to go ahead. So, I mean, they are acting within the law, obviously, as it stands at the moment, so it's disappointing but not a surprise.
And of course, you know, this isn't the end of it for you.
Absolutely not.
No.
Just the first step.
I think this has strengthened our resolve to face it face to face and be told directly. Has strengthened our resolve, so we'll certainly be back and challenging it further.
And the next step will be in the courts.
Absolutely, yes. Along with the other couples involved with the Equal Love campaign, hopefully build up a strong enough case to take to the courts. To find out more about the Equal Love campaign, go to equallove.org.uk.
Or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
equallove.org.uk